Hey everybody, it's Brooke with the Junk Parlor, hopping on here to give you a little DIY on how to make these little jar lid pumpkins. And I guess I shouldn't say little because the jar lids that I have to use tonight are kind of the wide mouth ones so that they're a little bit bigger. So as you hop on here, so I know that there's people watching, if you want to say hi, you can tell me where you're from. And if you want to watch my videos and get a notification, if you would private message the word live to the page, then it will automate a bot and the bot will send you a message in Facebook Messenger next time that I go live. So then you'll never miss it. But you can always watch anything on replay. So please like, share, comment, let your friends know what I'm up to. So we have a big day today because we have homecoming and we had Pep Chapel earlier today, and big football game tonight, so we're really hoping that it doesn't rain. Hi Joan, hi Bonnie, hi Jackie, hi Janet, thanks for watching, girls. So basically you can see I have laying here, and I'll try and probably cut my head off so that you can see the table a little bit more. But I just have a bunch of jar lids, and I said that these are the larger wide mouth jar lids. You can kind of see the difference here. And if the comments are in your way, if you just swipe your finger to the right, that'll get rid of the comments, and then you can see what I'm doing a little bit easier. Hi Myra, thanks for watching. So this jar size made this pumpkin, and we're gonna make some bigger ones just because that's what I picked up. So when I first did these, I probably hoarded lids for a long time. I found some at some garage sales, just different places, and I picked up some more the other day, so I was like, oh, I could actually show you guys how I did it. When I first did these, I don't even remember if I watched a tutorial or if I just decided to wing it. But basically what you're going to do is you can see that I'm lining the jar lids up and having them all face the same way and overlapping them. So here in the middle, I'm pinching them very tight. So this is kind of like the center of my circle. And as I'm going through the jar lids, there are different colors. I've got some that are a little more gold, some that are, I would say, like more bronze color. You've got some that are going to be a little bit more rusty. And so you can just play around with that so that you get a look that you like. And the main thing is just kind of pinching them together as you go here in the middle, getting them lined up, because once you wire them, you can't really make them shift spots and get into a different order. But when I get to where I'm about halfway, then I'm gonna go ahead and add a wire. And I typically just use whatever I have lying around. So I had some utility wire that I probably got in a box at an auction at some point. And so I just eyeballed some and I cut some off. And so then what you're gonna do, if you kind of curve it, and then it can go through that curve a little bit easier in your pumpkin, then you're just going to thread it through. I don't have a definite number that I use for the pumpkin lids. I think I counted 40 here. So if I was wanting to just try and use what I had, I would try and do 20 lids so I could get 2 pumpkins out of it. But really you can probably use whatever you've got. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. So we're just gonna keep on going around, making sure the lids are facing the same way. Oh, we got a little one mixed in there. Might have to do it on the table and not hold it. So hopefully you can see okay. And you can kind of fix it a little bit as you go, as long as you have everything overlapping correctly. forgot how many I had already. So we're going to use about 3 more. And you can hot glue them. Some of the ones that I've made, I have used hot glue, so you might have to dig out your hot glue gun. And then some of them that I've made, I have not. And really, the predictor on using it or not using it, that lid will not work. Using it or not using it has just been dependent on how tight I can get my wire tied. So I'm trying to make these lap each other, and of course it's not going so well since I'm doing it on camera, but we need to make sure that the last one that I did on each direction, that they are laying inside each other so that I can make a circle once I twist the wire and adjust it. So I'm just going to twist the wire. I'm just sticking my fingers in there, and I'm taking the wire and going like that and just trying to make it get in there as tight as I can. I did do extra long wire because you can just fold that up and put it inside the lids because you're never going to see it. Okay, so once I've got that done, I'm going to spread them out a little bit. Hopefully you can still see. And then the reason I say you can't really predict if you're going to need hot glue or not is because it depends on what you're going to use for your stem. So on this one, I just had, excuse me, a dowel rod that I cut to use. And this one I did hot glue in there. But you can use, like, this is just a hook that you would screw into the ceiling. So I would try that one first because this part is very skinny, but proportionally I think that it's fine. So it's kind of loose in there, okay? So I would use hot glue on this one, and then all you have to do is just take some of this moss, stick it in there to hide this skinnier part that you don't really want to see, okay? Because this is a little bit long. And then this is just like one of those chair pieces that I had. You know, it goes under the chair legs and is a brace. And I just cut it off. And if I slide it in here, it is thicker, okay? And so because it's thicker, I can jam it down in there. And then I think it'll hold. Nope, it's not gonna hold. But sometimes it'll hold, and then you can still pull it up without any hot glue. So I would hot glue at this point, this piece, just right here, and then shove it down in there so that when someone goes to pick it up by the stem, it's not gonna move. But otherwise, the jar lids are all nicely proportioned. And so you could leave it like this. You could add some of the moss and you could glue that down with your hot glue. In the picture that I showed this morning, I just took a cornstalk leaf and I shoved that inside of it. So you could do that. You could do any leaves from outside. You could save your rotten pumpkin stems from this year to use next year. And you could just glue it on there. So that's basically all there is to it. Hi Shar, hi Genevieve. So I'll go through, since I have these other lids right here, and just do it if you want to watch me do another one. Those are 2 light colored ones. And so I just try and pick some rusty ones, some of the shinier ones, and just kind of space them out a little bit, make a pattern. So I would say we used about 20 jar lids. But you could make less that just wouldn't be as full. So if you're new to following me, my shop is open 4 days a month. It's always the second Saturday of the month, and then I'm open Thursday through Sunday that weekend. So actually my sale is next weekend, October 11th through the 14th. Oops. So I'm about halfway, so I'm going to take a wire piece here. And put it through the middle of the pumpkin. Again, making sure all the pumpkin lids are facing the same way, that's key. And so that they're kind of stacked inside each other. So I'm guessing I have about another 20 here. So I did practice doing this earlier this week. I did not have nearly the difficulty that I seem to be having today. So if you can see right here, I don't want to wire it tight right now because I need this lid, which was my first lid, to be on the inside of my last lid, okay? So you gotta make sure that that happens before you tighten your wires. And then I'm just pulling the wires as tight as I can around the center of the jar lids, and then twisting, just pinching them together and twisting them. And then my wire, I'm just gonna ball it up and tuck it inside the pumpkin because you're not gonna see it once we spread out the pumpkin lids. Okay, so we're gonna fan those out. And I only have the thinner thing that I could use for a stem. And actually another follower, she shared a pumpkin that she had gotten from somebody that she had purchased, and they had used a doorknob. I'm pretty sure it was a glass one. So they had one end of the knob on the bar or on the rod, and they just stuck it down inside the pumpkin. And they glued it. No, she said they didn't glue that one. But I probably would glue it just to make sure that you didn't grab it and then your stuff come loose. Okay. So if I was going to use this hook, I would definitely glue it because it's super loose. But this should give you a good idea. I sell the pumpkins for $12. Doesn't matter what size because it's the same amount of effort and supplies going into it. So hope I can see you next weekend at the shop, and thanks for watching. Bye.